Hello, everyone. I don't know if you can actually hear us. I think it might still be muted. But if you can, welcome everyone to Zelda Speedruns 2. Up now, we have the... Oh, definitely not muted. Okay, sorry. We can hear me. Thank you. Awesome, guys. Up on ZSR 2 now, we have the bracket tournament of Dotzo versus FantaTanked in winners round 2 of our tournament. Both of these guys are have made it to round 2 of, I think we'll see. There's going to be several tournaments of the 10 people here. And so we should be able to be heading off now. Our runners are both ready up to go. So we should be starting very shortly. I want to take this opportunity to thank our to thank our volunteers that we have helping out today. We have T-John and Lazy both helping out on trackers. For our racers, we have FantaTanked as well as Dotzo, as we mentioned previously. And co-coms with me, I have Sage, another member of the tournament, who's in round 2 as well. And finally, we have our restreamer for today. Feel free to say TJ. Oh, thank you. You're new. I wasn't sure if I could just say TJ. We have our restreamer who is currently in a meeting, so it isn't on mic, but Shiro. So starting off here, it's probably a good time to mention that this is the DDR tournament. So this is going to be following the DDR rule set. If you are not familiar with the DDR rule set, it's a glitch rule set designed to be between Nayam Runwarp and Stamp here that allows a lot of quality of life glitches while banning some of the most powerful glitches in the game. The major requirements to look out for here that we'll see, the settings we use are 1s/5n, so they'll need 1 stone in order to access Ganon's castle, as well as 5 medallions in order to obtain the boss key from the Light Arrow cutscene, or Ganon's boss key.
So, haven't seen too much in items-wise except for the shield in Mido's house.
Sage always makes Shiro seeds. Always give you shields. Now, one nice thing for the shield as well, if the tracker is correct, which our trackers do a fantastic job, so I assume it is, we are starting with a medallion, and that means whatever Deku Tree gives you is going to be good, because regardless, we need a stone, we need a medallion. So, do you anticipate our runners are just going to dip straight Deku stage?
So I think Will. Fanta likes to do other things first. Maybe he won't. Okay, it looks like he is. I know he likes to go down to the Southern Grotto sometimes first, but it looks like that shield is pushing them both in the same direction.
Now, if you are completely unfamiliar with Glitch ONT in general, one thing you'll see them both using right now is something called ISG, or Infinite Sword Glitch. What they're doing is they're interrupting their crouch stab by doing some kind of action. In this case, asking Navi about their Zekubabas, and that causes their sword to be considered to be stabbing every single frame. And notably, this is really good for farming Deku Sticks, as it doesn't break while you have ISG going on.
Yes, it's a very, very nice thing to have. You don't have to worry about buying sticks or doing any weird setups in that hallway to get steel stick on the babas or whatever you do in standard. You just use ISG and it goes burr and you get sticks.
Now, I'm seeing here, people are saying Cackway of the hero, but TJ is saying it's a path hint. I missed that myself. I don't know, did you see that one, Sage?
It was blue, so it would be a Way of the Hero.
Way of the Hero, okay. So we do have Way of the Hero, which is interesting. Not particularly helpful, since it can just be pointing towards the song. But one important thing to note in terms of the logic is that because a Way of the Hero item is something that if you remove that item, the game is logically unbeatable. In the case of our particular set of settings, that usually means that item is locking 2 medallion dungeons. Usually.
Right.
You can't just have something that is simply, locking one dungeon. That doesn't work.
You know, CAC with its 8 million items and 2 songs. Something is usually going to be very helpful there. But, I mean, the hint is basically just saying water is wet, as usual.
Yeah, and as I was mentioning, the hints in DDR, sometimes they're useful. Sometimes they can be really powerful since they're basically telling you something locks 2 dungeons, or in rare circumstances it could be locking one of the other things needed to be Ganondorf, such as light arrows, magic, or bow. But usually it's pointing you to an item required for 2 dungeons, so it can be really helpful if you can piece that together. But usually it's not super helpful. To kind of compensate for that, you probably just heard me mentioning path hints, where we were discussing in chat as well. Those are hints that are not tied to logic at all. We just have a predefined list of items that we say are useful in the DDR community, or that you wouldn't really be upset to find. And all the path hints are telling you is that one of those items is in that dungeon. Thank you. Got a couple of runners in the tournament here. Master and Keymaker. Make sure to give them a follow as well. Upcoming matches. Yeah. As you're saying, yeah, usually if it's the way of hero thing, a lot of times they can be skipped with glitches, which part of what makes them frequently less useful.
So the other thing to keep in mind about that, though, is even if the item that it gives you is not useful, sometimes the fact that it's tied to logic is helpful. So if you get a strength in a Wath area, for example, you can do some detective work and try to figure out what the seed wants you to do, and that might lead you to an item that's more useful to you.
And Sage is one of our experts at logic, so I will be frequently asking his opinion, since I am absolutely terrible at skull routing as well as logic. Something to see, both of which Sage is really good at.
Well, logic not so much, but nobody's really good at logic, I think. Logic is hard. Especially with like variable medallions like we use, sometimes it's very, very difficult to figure out what it is it's trying to do. But if you're good at reading that, it can really give you an advantage. And I know both of these runners are very good at figuring out what logic wants them to do.
You'll see here what Deku ends up giving. Either way, as we were mentioning, regardless what it is, it's going to be useful, since they're going to need a stone in order to access Ganon's castle, and they need 5 medallions to get the Ganon's boss key. So regardless what it gives, it's going to be at least somewhat useful. Frog.
Speed Frog.
Speed Frog. That's an interesting thing to find there. Boost Spirit. So medallion, that's actually really good. You do like having good medallion placements. Which
Yep.
I didn't think it was allowed in a DDR seed for you to start with medallion and Deku Tree to also be a medallion. I thought that was illegal, Sage.
Well, we're all about breaking the rules here in DDR. Rules are suggestions. Fury Forest is foolish.
Thanks, Gabe. Let's see. It looks like Fanta's probably going to opt now to go for the three songs route, whereas Dotzo is opting to clear the forest.
Well, he's going. Fanta's going to cast. Well, he's going out. That's for sure. Dotzo's going to early Lost Woods, which is something I don't usually see. I think I've heard him do this before. Heard of him doing this before.
It is nice when you start with a bunch of money. Since
Yeah.
then you can just spend it right away and then not worry about it.
I tend not to like that because well, if you're doing 3-song, then you're going to come back in that direction anyway. And if you have like Sun Song, or you have more money, or you have a slingshot, then you can get more done in one pass.
So, yeah, Striker, as they're mentioning in chat, when they say King Kirby Force is foolish, it's just the force itself. It does not include either Lost Woods or the Deku Tree. Generally, all of the dungeons are separate, as well as if you were to open your map in the game and read the different areas, if it's got a different name there, it'll have a different hint area. Here, Dotzo now going to castle. I don't know if he's going for the hints, or if he's going for songs, or just some checks. We'll see. I believe that would include the stalls if Skull Standing is on, but I'm not super familiar with that setting, so I couldn't say for sure. Vanilla.
Vanilla slingshot, nice.
Look away, Shiro. Look away. Dotzo didn't do anything. It's fine. Foolish Zora's River. Yeah, DDR doesn't use free Zelda. The main reason that I think was removed in Standard was because there was always used in an opening. It was basically always useful to do it. In DDR, that doesn't tend to be the case. There tends to be more variety. So we don't have that setting enabled.
Yeah, and interestingly, like, even without free Zelda, sometimes you won't necessarily see 3 song. There are some people who will do 1 song and then go adult, and then come back if they need to. And there's some people who do no song, and they'll just go adult. And then they find what they need in adult, and they never come back. It happens sometimes.
And imagine finding what you need as an adult. That's whatever the opposite of mood is. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, the only thing I find as adult is taxes.
Yeah. Taxes and bills. Feels bad, man. So Richard fetching us a stick. It had some ice on the end, but it was a stick, right?
Or did that just say Jabu's Hero's Path? Dang.
Jabu Hero's Path is a very interesting one. Because there's only 4 checks in there. Also, did literally anyone see anything Dotzo just read? Literally anyone, because...
Yeah, I'm always amazed by people who just, like, flash the hints on their screen and they just remember everything.
I do know once you read them, they are on your menu. I don't know if that's Dotzo's intent, it's just to read the menu where it can do that, but, oh boy, we'll see. Hey, Skeptap. So, DDR is the Dungeon Door Requirements rule set. It's a rule set that's used here. If we use DDR, you can see the full list of things. But the TLDR is that it's a glitch rule set that allows a lot of quality of life glitches while banning powerful glitches in the game. So you won't see anything like item manipulation, wrong warping, or bomb hovering. The other requirements that would be probably good to mention now as well is that they are going to need for each dungeon. They're going to need to enter in more or less the intended way. And for the boss rooms, they're required to stand in front of the door and press A then. So you're not going to see any DK skips. Stone Shadow Heroes Path. That's a cool game.
Dick, that they're probably going to try to avoid that as much as they can until it's absolutely... there's nothing else they can do.
So that's one thing, important thing they're mentioning. As we're saying, the patents are not linked to logic at all. It's entirely possible for it to be pointing to a bomb lock bound bag. We don't care. It doesn't mention it at all. Typically, that's useful for DDR. And in fact, we explicitly remove the progressive items from the foolish list for that exact reason. Typically, you're able to access those checks out of logic, and so it's not really a problem. But it can still be annoying if you find a bomb bag and you're counting on a useful item, and all you find is a duplicate bomb bag. That's not really helpful. So far, they don't have that much in terms of nice early game items. They got like
I definitely haven't found anything interesting yet. The Nocturne, that could be our Wath. If something is logically required in that stone shadow.
Well, they say I think there is a patent for Shadow, and so it's possible. Shadow is it a medallion? It's a stone, so that would be, if it is Way of the Hero, that would be very interesting, because it would be pointing to something completely necessary. Logically, at least.
Right. I mean, it could be something as simple as, well, the path hint can't be light arrows, but the Wath could be something as simple as you need Nocturne to get into Shadow so you can get light arrows.
Yeah.
Which would be a dumb Wath, but...
It would be one you'd be kind of annoyed to see, but I mean, rando gonna rando sometimes. So not all glitches are allowed. If you check, I think it was just listed, but if you check here, the link for the wiki, it's got a list at the top that are not that are banned. But the ones that are banned here tend to be really powerful glitches that you see. Item manipulation, wrong warping, as well as bomb hovering are the major ones. So there are other ones that are listed there, as well as clipping into dungeons and clipping into boss rooms. So those are the major things that are banned outright.
Mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Gotta love question mark, question mark, question mark strat. If you are actually wondering what he's doing there, what he's doing is he's repeatedly unloading and reloading the graveyard area. And I think it's not actor glitch. There's a fancy term for it, and I don't remember what the actual term is.
Uploading the grave.
I remember it's like heat fragmentation or something like that. It's not culling. I think it's free overload or free heat fragmentation. There's a fancy term for it. But the simple version of it is that they're repeatedly overloading the rain, and so it's duplicating the rain actor, and eventually it runs out of space for the in memory for the grave that blocks access to the composer's grave, and so it's just gone.
So you got Serenade out of that.
Serenade is like it's useful if you end up needing to go like child and adult a lot, or if you're planning to go for the water temple, but otherwise
Like Dotzo's gonna do it too.
Oh wow, I'm surprised they're both going for it.
Yeah, I don't think I would do this in their position. Because yeah, you can get the song now, but I mean, this takes forever. Playing ZL takes 15, 20 seconds. And the other thing is, like, if you do this as child, you can also get the check in there at the same time. So this is, it's interesting that both of them did it.
Do you know there are some differences when you do question mark as adult versus child? I forget which one takes more unloading. I think child takes fewer because there's more things on screen at the time.
No, child takes more.
Child takes more?
Yeah, so as adult it takes between 17 and 19 usually before it unloads, depending on like what you do before you do the up and down. And then as child, it'll take usually 24 to 27. But the thing is, like, if you do it at night as child, sometimes it just doesn't work at all for whatever reason. I don't quite understand why.
Dude, right now they are doing pretty much overlapping each other.
Nothing too crazy yet.
If you that trick, you actually do something very similar in the Ganon's Castle, actually, which we might end up seeing. You can use that to unload the block that's blocking access to the light trial. So we might end up seeing that later.
Well, if we get either Fire, Shadow, or Forest done without a bomb bag or a bomb choose.
Yeah. And they're not our last thing.
Okay, we're dipping DC, which is a good idea with that early strength.
It is a bit risky, and since you don't know for sure, you can complete it. But you know, all you need to do is find a pack of chews or hammer, or not. Sorry, not hammer. You need a pack of chews or bomb bag, and you'd be able to.
Right, and even if you don't, like, you found an early strength and logic, and so it's not unreasonable for you to find some kind of item in here. And if you don't, the worst case scenario is you hit the switch at the top, and then you're fine. You just come back later and do it. It's no big deal.
And since you have Nocturne, it's not that big a deal to go back, to come back here. I mean, I think if you see a dotzo doing a trick, it's not guaranteed it's easy just because dotzo can do it, is what we say. But thankfully there are setups for that one. So if you're willing to learn that, I don't think Arthur has one. Dotzo has a setup, I think.
I didn't even see what trick it was. What'd he do?
The clip into the the bomb lock location on trail.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes that one's a little finicky, but I guess he has a setup for it. I usually just YOLO it.
Also, you probably just saw on Fanta's side, and you'll see very shortly on Dotzo's side. I found out recently that this staircase is absolutely dumb how it works. Apparently, it just got this giant collision box, and it just checks that 2 bombs hit that collision of a distance that is strictly greater than 85 units. So basically, it's just looking to see that 2 explosions hit it far enough away. And so you can actually throw one like at the other side of the world, basically, like that. And it's like, good enough. That counts.
OT is great.
It's amazing sometimes. Yeah, it's a feature.
Okay.
Still just finding kind of weird items. We've got a scale, slingshot, and strength. Oh, and a bottle.
Yeah, nothing too crazy just yet.
Yeah, this he's definitely been interesting so far. 25 minutes in, and they really haven't found that much that's useful.
Well, the scale puts River into logic, but that's foolish, so that doesn't really matter. Zora's Domain is in logic as child, I guess.
Now, Bottle is useful for Forest Elevator, for the cutscene skip. It's also useful for Jabu. It's one that people forget all the time. In order to access Jabu, the requirements for DDR is that you have to show a fish to Jabu and give that to him. So you do need a bottle. It's one of the most annoying go mode items you can have because it seems so easy.
Then why don't I have one yet?
Also, hi, Tobias. Welcome.
So I was trying to get a ground jump off that bomb flower and didn't want to give it to him. So he had to do that instead.
Thankfully, it's not too bad just to go back around. Is Phantom doing this with bomb flower?
Yeah.
Bold move. This guy's a jerk. I think he'd be... Oh, nice. I don't think the main bomb counted, but I think the second bomb counted, so that was nice.
This one's not too bad, I think.
I disagree, personally, but you know.
Well, see, the thing is, like, when you go into the city, like, he's always coming from the same direction at the same time. So as long as you figure out, like, the timing of it, like when to pick up the bomb and when to drop it and where, then it's not too bad.
Yeah, there are. I think there are also setups because I think like his timing resets when you enter certain parts of Thoron City. So
yeah,
there
that's
are
true too.
ways to do it. I'm just terrible at them. And yes, Tobias,
Yeah,
DDR uses glitchless logic.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Like as soon as you see him come out, just pull a bomb, pull up the flower.
Also saw Dotzo there juggling him a little bit to get him to stand still. Also, nice rupee count on Fanta's side.
Nice.
And now they're basically it's the exact same spot. So far, the routing has been identical.
I guess we're going to go see what Minuet is now.
Like, I'm pretty sure they were like lined up to the frame at right there. That's impressive. They're also using the exact same setup there.
Yeah, that's one I kind of got to learn at some point. Looks really fast.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit dependent on like the whatever Mido decides to oscillate at that particular moment, but I think it's pretty good overall.
Arrow Field is Was. That's kind of cool.
That could be interesting.
Something is an open grotto. Otherwise, we need bombs or hammer. Okay, there's ZL.
Nice.
Probably that's easily the most important song in DDR, I think.
It is logically you pretty much need it all the time for water, and you do need it 100% every time for shadow.
Yeah.
It could also, depending where the boss key is, be needed for spirit, in particular logically, because I mean spirit temple key logic. Good luck. I think we actually have a guide to spirit temple key logic in somewhere in one of the DDR channels. Which does remind me that if you are looking to learn more about the DDR rule set in general, you can also check out in the OoTR Discord. You can check either the DDR discussion channel or the DDR S1 discussion channel. Both of those will have people more than willing to help you learn any tricks or glitches you want. As well as you can check out the DDR Async channel, which will have seeds that are already generated that have these exact same settings you see here.
Oh, curious what Dotzo's doing here. He doesn't know this is foolish, I imagine.
You're going to domain?
Yeah, maybe you just see King Zora? Or just get the hints. That kind of makes... Did that say Sorry song? OoTR Sorry song? Crazy. So maybe Hyrule Field is just Wath for Saria's song so you can get ZL. That'd be funny.
And Azure, I think it's technically possible to have a seed rolled without that doesn't have enough foolish, but it's really unlikely because you need 3 foolish locations, and there's outside Ganon's castle and Wasteland that both only have 1 item, as well as there just being generally a lot of locations. So it is more likely in DDR since we don't allow bomb bag or bow to lock progressives, but it's still very unlikely.
Oh look, King Zora's unfrozen. How'd that happen?
Magic. Oh, nice.
Okay. Interesting. So for some reason, if you read that sign before King Zora comes on screen, it causes him to unfreeze the next time you load him. It's great.
You can also do the same if you happen to have a cutscene item, which in this case they have Frog, which works. You can backwalk until you're within the room, so the camera won't be facing him, and then use that and then run out and run back, and it'll also do the same thing. Looks like he's going to ice. It's an interesting play for ice. I'm not sure why going here straight away.
Not too sure either, to be honest with you. Maybe he just figures he's here, so I might as well just do it while he's in the area.
I mean, sure, but he also went here in this direction, I think, for this. So it's very interesting play. I don't know if it's just reading into that bottle as well as the silver scale, reading that as the hinting towards ice, if possible.
Oh, Fanta's doing just regular 3-song now. Didn't find anything adult, so he'll just come back and see what he can find as child.
Yeah, I don't think the logic cares if you have a second bottle. I think if you do need, it is better to have 2, but theoretically you could just go back and forth.
Well, you would definitely need Ruto's letter to put this in logic.
Yeah, 100%. As we were mentioning previously, we do use glitchless logic, and so logically you are expected to have Ruto's letter in order to access here. And as well as some way to get into Zora's domain as adult. So I believe by default there's always Zelda's Lullaby, obviously, and I think we might also have hovers as an enabled trick, but I would have to verify. If it's non-logic for standard, then it's non-logic for us either. We typically use the same trick list. Oh, magic, nice. That's a tricky one there.
Yeah, it's always nice to see early magic in these seeds. Because when you don't see early magic, it means you're going to be looking for a while, even if you complete all your dungeons.
At this point, Minuet on Saria is likely what we're going to end up seeing, but we'll probably see Fanta opt for that after fishing, if I had to guess. Unless it's intending to do Domain after this, which is also possible, since they have that scale. probably see a lot of the nice glitchless jumps here from dotzo. Without bombs, it's definitely the fastest way to do it. Meanwhile, Fanta going for fishing. They're definitely cooler even with bombs. This is accurate. Faster? Maybe.
Yeah, I think they are faster if you do them right the first time.
Wow, that is a nice find there for Fanta. Getting bombs from child fishing is really nice.
Yeah, I think that puts him in the lead here, unless Dotzo finds bombs here.
With Moose confirming it is indeed faster. Thank you, Moose. Yeah, so far Dotzo has that bow, but those bombs, both the bombs and there's something else that Fanta found as well, magic. Both bombs and magic are both really good things to have.
Yeah, and Dotzo's gonna find those, but this detour to Ice Cavern doesn't seem like it's paying off, so that's just a huge time loss for him, unfortunately, unless there's something good here.
I think it's Bolero, because I think that's what the song is. We'll see what the Iron Boots are, though.
I don't think it's Bolero, because Fanta has that. He hasn't gone to Ice Cavern.
Oh, true. And we'll see what it ends up being.
Summertime.
Nope.
Rip. Ice Cavern. I don't know. Never rush ice. That's the rule.
Yeah, rules are made to be broken. Except for, of course, the rule that you have to cuckoo dive or navi dive into bottom of the well.
Right.
The other nice thing for Fanta with those bombs is that it does know that there's a way of the hero in the field. And so, something good here.
Water Temple.
Hero. Which is surprising, because Water Temple has, like, 4 items.
Let's see if we're going to find anything interesting in Hyrule Field.
One thing to also note, if you saw that Zora Tunic there, Zora Tunic cannot be Way of the Hero with the DDR hints. We explicitly say that it neither the Tunics nor Zelda's Lullaby can be Way of the Hero. And just the main goal of that is just to avoid some of the bait. Just because there's nothing more annoying than wasting a really good Way of the Hero hint on a Tunic that's completely useless. Boomerang.
Yeah, that'll do it. We also have that Jabu path hint. So you have Jabu as a medallion, and then an item in Jabu that gets you another medallion, then that's Waff.
Yeah, that would be Waff then. That's basically telling you that path you have in Jabu, it's going to unlock either water, Dodongo's Cavern, or Spirit for you. So my guess at this point is it's probably going to end up being the Air Shield. It could also be one of the hook shots, which is probably actually what you're hoping for. Just because, like, for water, you need both of those hook shots, even if in DDR you can kind of get by without that. And I think those are basically the only two things that it could be at this point.
So Dotzo has a little bit of catching up to do, but he'll get there eventually. And Fanta, I think, is going to head there pretty soon, because we don't need Ruto's letter to get past King Zora here. Actually, he has bombs, so he's fine.
There we go. Now showing off a proper test, then accidentally dropping it. Or stopping here, that's also possible. Once again, if you are kind of new to Glitch to OOT, Hess is that kind of trick you saw there to move around very quickly. It stands for Hyper Extended Super Slide. When you roll, what you do is you roll into an explosion, and then hold just slightly off from neutral, or ESS position, and shield the bomb at a particular time. That causes you to keep the speed from the bomb pushback. And you get this huge burst of speed backwards that you can also control.
Trying to do a seam walk. He's trying to walk up that hill to get to the castle a little bit faster. And he got stuck. There we go. Oh no, that's not what he's... Okay, he's going into the Din's Ferry.
Who's clipping in here?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know why you would, but it's swag, so we appreciate it.
Because he doesn't have bombs. That's pretty much it. Just to get it out of the way, I guess.
Vango players confirming that this clip sucks.
Yeah, dotzo doesn't look like he's having a good time right now. Oh, there you go.
Sure. So yeah, so the entire goal here is checking Dins. If this is something good, it would actually be really good for him, since I doubt Fanta's going to check that pretty soon. It's not that useful though.
Oh well.
It's a good job there for that, getting that set up. I think second or third try, it's just pretty good.
Yeah, but it's a pretty big waste of time if you consider to do the same check. Fanta found bombs. He's just going to blow it up. It'll take him, what, like 1/5 of the amount of time it took Dotzo to do the same thing?
My guess, though, is because I don't think that Dotzo's egg had hatched yet, so he was probably just wasting time a bit for that, so he didn't lose that much time compared to what he would be sitting around and waiting anyway. Though we can see since it's daytime now that it did waste at least a bit.
Yeah. He'd easily be in there by now. But you're right, he did have to wait for daytime anyway.
I think had he gotten it first try, it might have might not have been wasted time, but ooh, we'll see what Fanta's checking what Star Ice is, so we'll be able to confirm is this. Yeah, so it's Minuet directly.
Makes sense. That ruins my dream of Wath Hyrule Fields for Saria's song to get the ZL.
I don't think that actually can happen because there's an always hint for that. So I don't think you can have a Wave the Hero for Ocarina of Time.
Thanks.
Unfortunately. Sorry to crush your dreams like that.
It happens.
So it looks like Dotzo might be going for that early child route. So we'll see if he's gonna go and check the lake.
I think Fanta's done with Lost Wood stuff. I think he's gonna head straight over to Zora's domain.
Yeah.
We'll see what we find in Jabu. Oh no, okay, I guess he's going to Goron City first.
He might be checking the back, like the back section. Or what are you checking? Dorina dancing? You don't have Sarias. Or on pop? Maybe? Yeah, as they're pointing out, Dotzo's relying like a lot on out of logic stuff, but now he's back to doing logical checks. So far, the only thing he's gotten really from that is Bow.
Yeah,
about it.
that could help him if there's no other bow available.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that's going to be the case.
It's definitely really early to say whether that bow or the bombs and the magic is better. So the magic he's about to find right here.
Well, I mean, if it were me, I'd definitely prefer the bombs to the bow.
Yeah. Bombs just give you overall speed and open up way more checks, whereas bow is just you need it for like
Ganondorf.
and like 3 checks in the game. Yeah, at this point, all we need is 1 stone, but our stones are pretty bad. Like fire. Well, fire. I don't know if is too bad. They probably, depending on key logic, they might just need 2 things. No, actually, I think just hammer they might be fine. But it would depend. For key logic, they might need peppers as well. I think that's the closest one though, because Shadow we're still pretty far off from that. Ooh, wow.
Okay.
Anti-finding hookshot. That's a really nice find.
Anta's pretty loaded right now. He's got a lot available to him now.
At this point, with his current equipment,
Dotzo's about to find his bombs, so he's catching up.
He's catching up. We'll see what it goes from here. He's more likely, if he checks the then Zora's field, which he's likely to do, with knowing its way of the hero. He's more likely to instantly dive into Jabu. Yeah, so far the only 2 combination of hints that are going to be useful for them, basically guaranteed, is going to be the way of the hero for field, and then the path for Jabu.
Slide right between those rocks.
Yeah, collision doesn't tend to work super well when you're going really quickly, so he doesn't like it so much. I believe when Fanta was in nighttime when he was in adult pack, so I don't think you could grab that, unfortunately. Now we'll see Fanta go to Jabu. We basically confirmed that whatever we find in Jabu right now is going to be useful. It's either going to be Mirror Shield for Spirit Temple, or something else that's required for Spirit, or it's going to be Long Shot for Water Temple. Those are basically our only 2 options at this point. Also remember to grab a fish too.
He's just going straight to Jabu, so he's going to miss that hook shot.
Yeah. Thankfully, it won't help him as a child, but he does still want to check that as a child before going adult. That will be super helpful.
Theoretically, the seed looks like it can be done without a hook shot. The only thing you would need it for is water, and you can skip that if you get the other items.
Well, you'll need one hook shot in order to enter water, but you could just get all of the other medallions. Logically,
what
you're
I'm
still
saying.
required.
Yeah, well, logically it would be required, but you know,
Logic's magic.
if push came to shove and you needed to skip a medallion and you had all the other items, you wouldn't need a hook shot to beat any of those other things.
Our options basically for the item in Jabu are hook shot, near shield, or if there's some other convoluted stuff, possibly a second strength in order to complete Spirit Temple. Those are basically the possibilities I see. The one you really don't, neither of our players want to really see is none of them really want to see strength, I don't think. Either of the other two you want to see. I doubt we'd see hovers, because those are mostly useful for Shadow Temple. It's more likely that it's for one of the other stones, just because of the 1SO5M requirements. It's possible, if the logic is really hot garbage, that it could be hovers for Shadow. But that would be, in of itself, that would be just, oh boy.
Well, you know, Aquaswath too, and what did we find there? Nocturne.
That's true.
I didn't see anything else in CAC.
Yeah. Well, though, it's... one thing to note, though, is it can still be 10 and 20 skulls. Those aren't hinted and are classified as the CAC area. So...
There's also the grotto and also archery. I don't think we've seen either of those yet.
Oh, like the Redead grotto. Yeah, I don't think we've seen that. Yeah, that's true. So it could easily be one of those and not be... And not Nocturne, but it's possible.
Fanta is trying to do a ledge cancel here. Ledge cancel puts you in a weird state, and it lets you walk through things. Basically, the idea is you shield a bomb as you're climbing up a ledge, and the game thinks he's always climbing up a ledge. It doesn't take him out of that animation, and then you just walk through King's Aura. It's great.
All the bingos are coming out with opinions of the old strats.
So I was trying to do the same thing.
Typically, when you do this nowadays, you typically have choose. This is one of the rarest instances where like you're using bombs. Oh, I don't think that worked.
Oh, he's gonna do the burning stick thing now, I think. This is a cool one, too.
I think it's actually very hot because of the burning stick, but you know, it's fine.
That's true. I think he messed that up.
I actually don't know the setup, so I don't know how this works. I'm going to chalk it up to because of OT.
You just jump slash at the wall while the stick is burning. Or while it's like when the stick is disappearing. And then if you do it with the right timing, you won't recoil off the wall like that because the stick will be disappearing. You'll just go through that little corner.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, this is a pretty neat trick.
I once again chalk it up to because of OT. That's amazing.
That's particularly useful if you're here and you don't have explosives. Or if you have bombs and you don't know how to... Or you're having trouble with the setup, as we were here.
Nice, Aster. I appreciate the pun. We will see very shortly what's going to be here. So you can get your unofficial bets in chat because Shira's in the meeting, so we can't have an official bet. Get your unofficial bets in chat. What's going to be here? Is it going to be Near Shield? Is it going to be Hook Shot? Is it going to be Strength? Or is it going to be something even worse than Strength?
We'll find out here soon.
Disappointment, pain, even worse. Man, no one wants to be nice to these runners. Ooh, Exodus saying hammer. That would be some... That would be an interesting thing to find here.
Yeah, that would be interesting for sure.
Find hammer. Oof. Well, I think it would probably depend on the position for the BK, because I think late BK and fire is definitely slower than fast BK and forest. What are the odds of those respective things? I couldn't tell you, but also, fire sucks, in my completely unbiased opinion. Yeah, we know that I don't think it can be bombs just because, like, there's no way Rang would be Wave the Hero if it was just bombs here. We found others. It could be hot garbage, but thankfully I don't think bombs could be the only thing here. Yeah. There could be a bomb bag. It's possible. But, you know, I don't think that's going to be the only thing here.
Either this one or Baronade.
The other possibility, which I think would be hilarious, I don't think either of our players actually full cleared Hyrule Field. They just found Boomerang assumed and left.
Hammered.
So, oh my god, Exodus, how did you do that? But it's also possible that the way of a hero is something else, which would be just...
Oh, does that mean something... A nice item is locked behind a hammer check somewhere? Hammer is somehow required for 2 dungeons.
Yeah. Unless this whole seed is just galaxy braining us, and there's something else. There's actually another item in field that both of our players skipped because they're like, Boomerang, that's what the wave hero is. Which would be amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we do have, this is true, we do have a path hint in fire as well.
Might just be... Might just be for access to Ganon's castle. Maybe fire is the only stone logically available.
That would be... Oh, so if fire is the only accessible one... Oh boy, that would be some... Oh...
Be interesting.
James, I think you rolled a good one.
It would be interesting if it was for like a bow in Ganon's castle or something. So, even though Dotzo already got one,
Is Dotzo doing Beery Hover
that's what it
just
looks
for shits
like.
and gigs? I think he is. Wow, Dotzo.
And he got it.
Just the flex has bombs and still went for Beery Hover.
That's something, all right. That trick is so... I tried to learn that trick. It's very temperamental. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, and I don't quite know why.
I'm not sure. It seems like a really funny trick. I kind of tend to learn it just because it looks cool, but wow. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think we know it's on Nocturne just yet.
Like,
So,
if
just
something's
gonna
on
run out of
Nocturne,
sticks
though,
here.
that would be really intense because, like, they only need 5 medallions, and they're missing the 3 medallions that are, or Dotzo is. Fanta just got one of the 3. That's for Doctor. So that would be insane if the game's expecting you to get 5 medallions and then go get that 1 stone. Also, happy 1 hour, everyone. You are watching the DDR tournament, the winners round 2 match of Fanta versus Dotzo for the first DDR tournament. Take this opportunity to shout out all of our volunteers that we got going here. First up, with our trackers that allow us to know what's going on at all. TJ and Lazy. Also, we want to shout out our 2 runners that we have here, as we're mentioning, FantaTanked and Dotzo, who both have at least 1 match each in this tournament, even after this one. I also like to thank my co-commentator, Sage, who is also a member of this tournament. And finally, but not least, we have our restreamer, Shiro, who is currently in a meeting. But many thanks to her for setting everything up and allowing us to have this restream here. If you are completely unfamiliar with the DDR rule set, DDR is a glitch rule set between Standard, Noir, and ROM Warp, which bans some of those powerful glitches in the game while allowing a lot more quality of life stuff. If you are interested in the DDR rule set, you can check out the link here that has the full description for you, as well as all the various requirements. And if you do want to learn the DDR rule set and learn some tricks and glitches, we encourage you to check out the Discord server for the OT Randomizer Discord and the DDR discussion channel for the DDR S1 discussion, where both people will have people to help you out. Also, I see our trackers are excited. Apparently, we had a hint that chickens are dead. Rip chickens, you will be tasty. Now, Stott's been doing QPA here.
Yeah.
Doing flame storage.
He's doing QPA.
Nice. Ooh, so Dotzo doesn't have any sticks left.
He doesn't. He could have jumped. He could have crack stabbed that other torch, I think. But I guess he's.
He accidentally jump attacked.
Oh, yeah. That's a problem.
Yes. Mayor Detour, a reference that my D&D players haven't caught yet. We'll see if they catch on to it.
Uh-oh. Dotzo has angered the chickens.
Don't anger the chickens, guys. Monk ass. If he's grabbing chickens, though, that means he's going for the objectively best way to enter bottom of the well. So that might end up changing right here as he needs to go in here too. As he's in here anyway, he might end up just doing this. Yeah, unfortunately.
Fanta finding another item.
Iron boots. Yeah. Yeah. So TJ, officially it is allowed to play the Song of Storms. It's just dot shame, but officially you're allowed to do it. Just dot shame.
On paper, you're allowed to do it. You'll just be ostracized for the rest of your life.
Mhm. And here we see Fanta doing the much easier way to get into this location.
Yep.
We do appreciate, though, we clearly see he was attempting to do the best way to enter. He was just doing it because it was faster. But, you know, we still appreciate that he went for the Kuko dive. What he's actually trying to do there is pick up the Kuko while having ISG. And every frame you're stabbing it, and so it very, very quickly gets mad at you. And so the second you put it down, it's going to trigger that cutscene of the chickens attacking you. And you position yourself so you can just backflip into the well while that cutscene is playing. And during that cutscene, if the chicken's getting mad, the game just doesn't check properly for water physics, and so you just go straight through to the bottom.
Seems like Fanta has a pretty significant lead at this point.
Having that hook shot is really good for him. He is still not quite in go mode, since he needs something in order to beat Spirit or Water Temple. At this point, they can beat DC, but he will need either Long Shot or Hover Boots in order to beat Water. And for Spirit, he'll need the Mirror Shield for sure. And I'm not sure how familiar Fanta is with all the different techniques for skipping the Strength block at the start, but he might need stuff there. But my guess is probably good with what he's got.
We also have, you know, this hammer, which is needed for some reason that we don't understand yet. So that's going to lead to something, probably. We just don't know what.
Apparently, Exodus might know. He was the one who was hoping they find hammer in there. It could be pointing. It could be pointing to like not mirror shield, to hover boots, and the logical hammer being in like, or the logical bow being in Trials. I don't even think so. Be something weird. Oh wow.
What did he just get? I didn't even see.
Bow from 10 Spells.
Nice.
It would depend where Ruto's Ladder is. It is possible for it to be Way of the Hero. We can't disprove it's Way of the Hero at this point. It's not super likely, but it's possible. Since we don't know for sure where Ruto's Ladder is, that's basically the only thing blocking us from that at this point.
I guess that bow could be the Wathencac.
Yeah, it's possible. For sure. Yeah, Aster, I'm not sure how you could end up with the Way of the Hero hammer as well as Way of the Hero Nocturne. So I don't think those two could coexist. Unless hammer actually just unlocks one of those two checks. Because we do remember you need that to get to double magic as well as to the graveyard behind the rocks.
I think Dotzo's gotten anything particularly interesting down here yet.
This unfortunately seeming so far just like a waste of time for Dotzo, which is very bad as Fanta is progressing very far ahead.
Yeah, with that bow and 10 skulls, I think Forest is completely available logically, so I don't think the hammer is just for in Ganon's castle.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because we have strength, we have bow, and we have hookshot. So yeah, you can definitely complete it. That is true.
And you have a minuet too, so you can get in there.
This is definitely going to be interesting to see what's behind those hammerlock locations, because at this point, now we still, once again, we don't have to 100% confirm that is the way of the hero in field, because I don't think either of them have actually cleared all of the checks in field, which would be a giant debate if they both just assumed it's that and it ended up being something else. Wow. Wow. So that might be go mode for Fanta.
Yeah, that gives him Water Temple.
Yeah.
Water Temple, the Dongo,
And 5 he can do.
Deku.
He has hammers, he can do that. Or sorry, I think that's glow mode since he doesn't have light arrows. Is I think what they call it.
Yeah, that might be GG right there. Depends on where lights are, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, facing Dotzo in round 2, L bracket. Oof. Also, I'm getting lagged, so I'm gonna fix that. We see Fanta here. He's definitely going to be going for that. He also already has the Iron Boots too, so he'll be able to clear water pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's like, will Dotso go to Ron City here?
That does seem likely, and I'll always get him his bow. Alright, hookshot, not bow. You're correct, DJ. Talking is hard. So you can't have a wave the hero directly for light arrows, since it's already hinted. But you could have, if it was something pointing to a wave the hero hint the item that's needed for light, that's possible. And if there's a path here, path still can't be light arrows, but at this point there isn't much that would even be helpful for Fanta. Yeah, like I can't even think of an item that Fanta would find that would be actually super useful. I guess FW, but that's not even on our list. But a path item, like I don't think there actually is anything that would.
It really depends on where light arrows are. If they're in shadow, for example, then he needs a fire source, or unless he can do child shadow.
That is true. If it would depend on light arrows, so you're correct. That is a good point. Looks like Dotzo didn't grab his hook shot. He is gonna find. He doesn't. Well, he might need it too, because if he ends up doing water, he's gonna need the second one. So we'll see.
Right.
He's gonna say he doesn't need both of them, but he might.
Unless he finds something else somewhere else. He could find hover boots, that would help him. He could find a mirror shield, that would also do it.
It's a really nice location, though, for the BK and water. So I think water tumble is going to be faster than doing spirit, basically regardless of where the BK is.
Oops.
And just missing that landing on there. Fanta seems to be full clearing this dungeon, which is an interesting play, or at least doing some extra checks than I would have expected. He might be going here though for just straight to the boss.
Right. Lights do end up being in shadow, and the fire source is in here. That's the path in. That would be unfortunate, but he's skipping it right now.
Yeah.
He'd have to come back later, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you've already cleared it. Are you likely to check? You probably would, knowing what the paths are. You probably would check it if it does say that it's in shadow.
Yeah.
So TJ, you can obviously use long shot to get there, but you can also use hover boots to do any of the slide methods to get across. So a hover slide, recoil with hammer, anything like that will work. But basically, you need either hover boots or long shot to get to Morpha.
Yup. Unfortunately, we don't have many situations like that where you need an item for something, but that's one of them.
Even in DDR, there are a couple hard required things. You need either hover boots or long shot for Morpha. You absolutely need boomerang for Jabu. Absolutely need mirror shield for spirit. And you absolutely need hammer for fire. Even in DDR, we can't change those.
Fanta choosing forest for his stone, it looks like.
Hey, Guardian Game. We're glad it looks fun. If you do want to try it out, we do encourage everyone. If you want to try it out yourself, you can check out in the Discord. In the OoTR Discord, you can check out the DDR Async channel. And that will have a bunch of seeds with these exact settings you can use. You can also go to the online generator and check the dev build, and then use the DDR preset. And I'll have everything here too. Fanta getting a nice elevator skip.
Yep. It's interesting he chose this over fire, considering the Wath Hammer. I guess maybe just because it's foolish.
My guess is if you know it's foolish, I mean, that's basically completely eliminating the chance of finding something good there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Nice bomb bag. So Guardian Gaming, the setting you're referring to there is it's like an add-on that you can use. It's called crowd control. So you can look into that. It's not a general thing that's used in all games, but it's something you can add on. I would ask probably the setup support in the OTR Discord probably let you know how to do that if you're trying to play those. Here we see Dotzo clipping into here at night, taking advantage of the what's it called? Dynapoly, something like that. Trying to pronounce it as badly as I can for Dotzo.
Napoli.
Dynapoly?
I don't know. Just crouch, stab, go, burr.
But yes, there's a setup you can use in a lot of places where you get into a corner, side hop, side roll, and then crouch up twice and jump slash, and you can get into a ton of blocks. And that's one of them, and apparently it's based off of the priority that the game has for checking collision for northwest, east, south. And so it's useful in quite a number of places.
Oh, there's his boss key.
Yeah, that's a decent spot for PK.
I think he's done here.
So yeah, one thing, if you aren't familiar with a lot of DDR glitches, for the elevator skip that you saw, where he caught a fish on a particular frame of the cutscene starting and allowed him to regain control, that will reset if you do absolutely anything that resets the dungeon. So if you die, if you save warp, if you play FW, if you void out, if one of the wall masters catches you, if you sneeze too hard, if you accidentally go and spin too fast in a circle. Basically, there's a ton of things you can do that will cause the game to reset, and to fix that, you have to go through the dungeon properly.
That same Dynapoly clip we were just talking about.
I think it's actually pronounced Dina Poli?
Dina Poli. Sounds like a woman's name.
Pretty sure that's who Mario saves in the original Donkey Kong game.
Miss Dina Poli.
Good night, Guardian Gaming. Have a good sleep. Glad you enjoyed. Be sure to check out, keep an eye out. If you're looking to watch some more races, you can check out the DDR S1 announcements, where we post all of the announcements for the races.
That's the last thing he needs, I think. Just gotta see where the lights are.
Forest BK was in the flooded chest. Nice and early. If you have bombs equipped, just use a bomb. Wow. Yeah,
the sad thing for Dotzo here is even though he has that hook shot, he's got to look for something else too. He's not in glow mode like Fanta was when he found that.
We don't know where he's going to go from here because he's not going to dip in water immediately, or I highly doubt he would just because you can't clear it. So,
or to venture a guess, I'd say he'd start hunting down hammerlocked things.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is now open. Get your bets in now. Where are light arrows? Or alternatively, Shiro wrote LA. Maybe she's asking where is Los Angeles? I don't know. My geography shit, I couldn't tell you.
Where is Link's Awakening?
I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure it's California. I'm like 50% sure. Monk ass. Monk hide. So Dotzo is actually chasing this this hammer wave of the hero to see if it ends up being necessary. This could be light arrows. If this is light arrows, though, it's Ganondorf is just going to say that it's in Crater, and that's going to basically be GG because Fanta's going to go there instantly.
With fire being foolish, that hammer, there's really only so many things it locks.
Yeah, 2, maybe 3 things.
There's that what he just did, which was nothing. There's the thing in Gerudo Valley. GTG, maybe? Is hammer required for that logically? I don't even know.
I don't even remember how you're supposed to do that.
There's like a switch under one of the hammer totems.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's in logic to skip that, but everybody does. Oh, Fanta's got plenty of health.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So get your bets in now. Last chance. We're going to be finding out very shortly. Where are the light arrows? Fanta with that nice pass up the stairs.
The validation Hess.
Wow. Poor Legend of Paula.
And
Up note all the time.
they're in his castle, Ganon's castle.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think...
So,
Can they access all of those right now?
so now, imagine Dotzo takes this hammer, and he goes to Gerudo Valley, and he finds a strength. Because now, if light arrows are in light trial, then strength 3 become necessary. Necessary logically, not necessary for us. We don't care about strength 3.
Real strength comes from within. And by that I mean bombs.
Exactly.
And moving back and forth a bunch. Yeah, that does seem likely that the light trial and that strength is what is needed. Yep. You can either clip. Alternatively, you can also do a strat where you duplicate the light beams that are in the center, even though you can't see them. They are still there for some reason. If you do that enough, the block that's in front of the light trial just disappears. And you can either walk in and out of Spirit Trial, or you can walk in and out of the alcove where the scrubs are.
You can do that, but I think what we're going to see is a bomb clip here.
Probably bomb clip, or the hover, or the super slide version.
Something with bombs. Shadow Trial 2, we can do it. We have long shot. It could be there. Yoink, right in there.
Yeah, Azure, we actually checked when we turned the trials off. Yeah, apparently it's the same actors that are getting duplicated. Those actors still exist,
There they are.
even though you can't see them. It's weird.
So I guarantee that hammer is leading to a strength somewhere.
Yep.
Well, that's a GG.
That's gonna be GG right there.
This is a very fast seed if you did it right, but yeah, Dotzo missed that hook shot in Goron City, and that was just his downfall. That and like he did a lot of stuff that just wasn't necessary.
Yeah. It's one of those cases that we're pointing at. Following logic here was very strong and pointing you in the right direction. You can see Dotzo did a ton of fancy tricks and didn't end up paying off here. Sometimes just playing it more towards the standard side can be really beneficial.
Yeah, there was I don't think really. I don't know what his reasoning was. That'll be something interesting to ask him later. What his reasoning was for going into Ice Cavern when he did. I can kind of see bottom of the well because he didn't have anything and it was right there. But I'm not sure about Ice Cavern.
Ice was an interesting play, which didn't end up paying off much at all, unfortunately. And if you are here hoping that Dotzo would win the tournament, good news for you, it is double elimination, and so in order to actually be eliminated from the tournament, every player would have to lose twice. And so you always have another chance for a player to win the tournament. We'll see.
This run is Fanta's run is double valid.
It's the best kind of valid. But we didn't find Greg, so
It's not triple. Not triple valid. Easy one cycle Ganondorf. ISG.
Easy for you. You don't have a slideshow here on your console.
Yeah.
No, I believe the next match that is scheduled for the tournament, in the DDR tournament in particular, there is one tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I think. I would have to verify.
I have no idea why Dots was doing this. He has iron boots.
That's a very good... I guess it's technically faster. He might also have forgotten he has iron boots.
He just messed. Oh no, he can just hit the loading zone. Yeah, he's good. If you don't have iron boots, that would mess you up completely.
Meanwhile, Fanta's having a nice fight, taking advantage of having that hammer. So he will be finishing very quickly.
Yeah, we're just about done here. Still not finding that wath or that path in water, it looks like. I was wondering if we were going to find it before this was over, but it doesn't look like it. This is a lightning seed. This is very quick. 1 hour and a half. This is a sign of a very, very fast seed, if not a good seed.
Typically, if it's between 2 and 2.5 hours, that's an average seed. Less than 2 hours is a really good seed, and more than 2.5 hours is really trash seed.
GG.
133.53. Very, very good time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great run. He just found everything he needed right when he needed it, it seems like.
Go. Well,
Hello.
Fanta, GG.
Why did that? Jeez. Taking my job away from me. But GG's Fanta.
Very good. Besides Jabu, which was an experience.
Yeah, that hammer probably leads to a strength somewhere.
I was very torn between doing forest and fire at the end, but I think I ended up picking the right one.
Yeah, I was wondering too why you picked that over that, but it makes sense because fire was foolish, so you had no chance of finding light arrows there.
Yeah, that was the reason why. Just on the off chance I found light arrows. Forest has a lot of checks at the beginning, so there's at least a decent chance you're going to find the boss key.
Also, fire sucks, so.
You're not wrong.
It is the opposite of cool, literally.
Literally.
It is. It was really strange to see though at this beginning. Like, it was so locked off at the start until you found the bomb bag.
Yeah, a lot of times I feel like bomb sees where you don't get bombs right away or like that. You just have to find them and then everything opens at once.
Yeah.
And I think your major thing that brought you ahead was finding that hook shot on Rolling Goron.
Yeah, I figured that'd be quite useful. So we haven't seen hover boots yet, so probably in like water, I guess, just because it was hinted. But
Yeah, that's what's still in water. We still haven't found whatever that is.
It could be hookshot, it could be hover boots. If you find one of those, that'll be really nice for him because that will be his go or glow mode.
it can't be hookshot. Hookshot's in DC. And
Oh, true.
Rolling
You're
Goron.
correct. So we're hoping it's just hover boots.
Yeah.
For God's
If
sake.
it's not hover boots, then it's not going to get that hookshot at least for a while.
Yeah. If you think about it, like of all the things that path could lead to, hover boots is like one out of like anything but hover boots are useless to him right now.
Yeah.
I guess technically Mirror Shield would work, but you really don't want to see Mirror Shield at this point.
Oh, definitely not. Like, this seed was so nice, just skipping the entirety of like the whole, just everything in the desert. Didn't even see Gerudo Valley. Didn't see the well either. I managed to skip so much.
Dotzo did check well. I don't think he found anything there, nor in ice, which he also checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was considering doing well after Jabu, but I just had so much like as adult to do. And when you got like vanilla spawns, it's not that bad to go back child from adult. I just delayed it. Ended up working out well.
Ended up working out very well for you. Very well played for basically the entire season. We're gonna ignore Jabu. Beyond that, like altogether very clean.
I don't blame myself for that. I blame YouTube. I was looking up that video for like 2 minutes before, and it's just impossible to find. I was trying to find the ledge clip one, and I know exactly what YouTube channel it is, but even if you search for their YouTube channel, it just doesn't appear.
It might have been unlisted, maybe.
No, like you can't even find the YouTube channel. Never
Oh, wow.
mind, like the video. Like I hate YouTube. It's painful. But I ended up finding some like 10-year-old video of that Mega Side Hop.
I think we had a lot of bingo players showing up, commenting on the old strat. I think we had like Exodus, Moose, Asder. we had a lot of bingo players.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting type of rando to watch for bingo players because there's quite a lot of like tricks that roll over.
Yeah, a lot of overlap here, I think.
We do tend to get a lot of bingo players, as well as a decent number of standard players. As you can see here, I think overall you didn't do that many tricks. So
No.
definitely see the benefit to really good routing here.
Yeah, I play quite safe. It's always feels weird for me to know how aggressive to be in DDR just because you can skip so much. You've got to have like this kind of balance between not skipping too much and then not wasting time just because you can skip items.
Yeah, it is a really tricky balance to find.
So it is.
Varies so much between seeds too. You can get this jet seed where everything is just handed to you and then skipping everything is good, or you can get this thing where you have to find a bomb bag in the weirdest place before anything opens up. So it is a very strange balance to find.
Yeah, there were some pretty nasty locations for bomb banks here. Child fishing in basement of forest. Probably not gonna go to either of those very soon in this. Even in standard, you probably wouldn't go to child fishing until really late.
Surprisingly, I was impressed. Dotzo actually routed it not quite as early as you did, but didn't lose that much time to it. Did check it within an hour for sure.
Oh, he's doing this. This trick is cancer. He's gonna try to land in the boss key area. You have to like time the drop downs into that area based on his bob in the water. He has to be at the highest point. Man,
Oh,
that's a really tough trick.
Exodus has a really good video on it.
that seems like an exit strat.
Yeah, you have to like keep your angle off the start, like where you clip, so it's perfectly straight. It makes it a bit easier, just because you go a bit further, I guess. You just get to the anti-grav like that tiny bit faster. He's got to go for it though. It's going to be an item that he potentially needs.
Especially with the path, you know there's something here.
Yeah, I assume he's done like the basement or whatever.
Yeah, he checked the basement. He actually did not quite. No, that's not gonna make it. Where is it?
What's he trying to do? Slash?
He's trying to jump slash.
There you go.
Nicely done.
That's good make. Nice.
We did also see on Dotzo's side, Dotzo hadn't found the bombs yet, so clipped into Din's fire.
Oh, yeah. I'm not doing that until I absolutely have to. It's quite slow and easy to fail.
Hover boots. That's the
Dotzo.
best thing he.
That is beautiful for Dotzo right there.
That's kind of what I expected to be in water, but I never got the chance to find them, unfortunately. Hover boots are so much fun in DDR.
Oh, good.
Yeah, if that had been like dins or fire arrows or something, that would have just been sad.
Tragic. Or even worse, like an extra bomb bag or an extra bow.
Another strength.
You logically need strength. And get into light trial that 1 second quicker.
Always got to make sure to waste several minutes to save 1 second. The true, objectively best strats.
Definitely.
That is going to put Dotzo in glow mode. And like Fanta, he's going to be very quickly able to get that those light arrows and light trial.
I'm curious if it does fire or forest here.
Yeah. It will be interesting too.
It's definitely I basically just picked whichever one I felt like doing at the time. It's like there's not really anything that leads you to one apart from forest not being barren, but potentially 5 minutes slower.
And I think fire is probably the safer bet in like consistency wise, but forest I think can be much faster if you get lucky.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you have to. Well, I wanted to go fire. Like, if I didn't get the fire Baron hint, I definitely would have done fire. Just with that hint, it just makes the decision a little bit harder.
Now, obviously, it doesn't apply here because you didn't have a fire source. But if you did, would you even consider Shadow Temple, or would you just say not a hope?
No way.
Fire above?
Absolutely no way.
I guess the boat alone basically takes as much time as those other dungeons can take.
Yeah. Like, especially fire. Like, you can be in out of Bolbadger in what, like 30 seconds.
Yeah, if you get real lucky.
And then Bongo's a
Yeah,
really
so-
fast fight, but Volvagia done really well is also incredibly fast.
Yeah, with if you have choose, you can do both. Yeah, very quickly.
You don't have choose here, but you can do the weird shot thing too. That's not that much slower
Yeah.
even.
You can do that as well. It's probably the better strat to do in DDR. Just it's safe. Okay, if you like a tunic.
Yeah.
And you're decently good at weird shotting.
Yeah, if you have a lot of choose, I think the chew method is fine to go for, though. It's just that the troll hole might troll you, that's all there is.
Just that little bit of extra risk that... I guess if you're not confident in weird shotting, then go for it. I think
Yeah.
if you can, yeah, just do the weird shot.
If I remember correctly, I think the Chew strat is faster than the Weird Shot strat done optimally out of Troll of Vaja. And I think bombs are roughly the same speed done optimally, I think.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It does take a little bit of time to get it all set up.
Also, hashtag less soon.
Bless Susan. See, when I catch a fish, I name him Carl. Susan is Shiro's fish. My fish is Carl.
Is that what the fish is? Susan.
Susan is the fish. Or apparently Carl. Okay. Is Carl usually a good fish or usually a bad fish?
Carl's the greatest fish.
It's actually how Sage is so good at routing skulls. Carl helps him be efficient.
Oh dear.
I get it.
Does that mean I have to fire Susan and find a new fish?
No, Susan's great too. Everybody has their own fish. Everybody gets a fish.
You get a fish. You get a fish. Everyone gets a fish.
Look under your seat. Everybody gets a fish.
Susan's not been good lately, so I may be looking for a replacement. Let me know if Carl's up for this spot.
Carl's a very magnanimous fish. He's
Alright.
been benevolent and willing to help anybody.
Yes.
It's a good fish.
Good fish. Also, I feel like the odd one out when you guys were talking about stones. I probably would have chosen Stone Shadow. Well, but maybe that's just preference.
This is very interesting writing from dotzo.
Yeah.
How do this?
If he didn't have the hovers, I'm pretty sure he would have gone to the well. Dotzo has been saying that we route so similarly. I can see this because he would want to check the back. But yeah.
But you could do the mega flip from up on the balcony too if you want to get back here.
Yeah, I feel like just pure like efficiency wise, and you just do like the courtyard and then do this if you really want to. That's
My guess is he's going to go from here to the courtyard.
Yeah,
but
he does that way normally.
I didn't think of that actually. It's interesting.
Yeah. When he has hovers, this is his normal route. Because you cover more ground and still end up in the courtyard.
Yeah.
But it all depends on if you get lucky where the boss key is, and having it in the well is better for front loading courtyard than doing it this way.
I don't know if I feel like it's just ever going to be faster though. Just, you think, purely like check density. Even if
Fair.
you just climb up and do the red bow and then bow, that's still quite a lot of checks.
Mm-hmm.
But hear me out. You get to do an extra swag strat, so
It's true. It's worth it for that.
I just like doing this because if you get that checkerboard room out of the way fast, then you can do the weird shot from the Stalfos room. You don't got to do anything else. That
Mhm.
merry-go-round room or that ledge clip.
Right. I think the last couple seeds we've had, the boss key has been either on Vanilla Bow Chest or on Beth, which is Blue Po. So I think he's just going like statistically, it's usually further down. And then there's a miracle where the last race it was in the basement, and I'm like, wow, this is weird. This never exists.
Oh, basement's the best place. It's
It is.
so nice to just skip the entire dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would disagree with you. My personal preference would be in the first room.
Yeah, that's
What?
not fun. Because
Eh.
you don't get to do, at least with the second chest, you get to do all the, dotzo's flying.
That is interesting.
Anti-grav. He's been doing that a lot lately. There was a strat I think he and Egg made for doing anti-grav to get to the floor master if he had iron boots.
Yeah.
So
You
yeah,
do ground jumps and they make you go real high.
yeah.
You're
I
saying
think
ground
that
jump for bird?
that may be in strategy development, that anti-grav, where you are grabbing the vines and as you're climbing out, take your iron boots out.
Definitely some fun strats.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting to use more Dyna Pooley.
Oh my god, Dobby. I was listening to that after I finished my meeting, and I'm like, if I'm not gonna murder you first, Dotzo is going to come after you for saying that so many times.
My goal is to find every possible way to say it wrong. Do that.
Oh my god, drive me absolutely nuts.
Never heard of that word until about 2 weeks ago, and since then I've heard it about 50 times. It just comes up every other sentence.
Yeah, Decomp probably brought that a lot more forward.
Dynapoly is the sequel board game to Monopoly. It's great.
Sage, no, you've been converted. It's spreading. It's contagious.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love Monopoly.
Shake my head.
Hopefully saying, if you weren't here earlier, thankfully Dotzo won't need any more items to complete other than light arrows, which will be super fast for him. So he might get sub 2 here, though it's going to be close at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be borderline. I don't know if Dotzo does light trial first in this case. Probably.
My guess is Dotzo probably will do light trial first, just because following the hints for the hammer as way of hero. It's my guess is he instantly goes for the light trial, but I'm not sure why he played Doctor here.
Prelude is probably on Burning Cack.
But why not
Faster
just
for
say more?
VC.
Even still, disable.
Oh, it's not. Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? I guess he's trying to figure out where it will be. I mean, it was lucky this was in the castle, but it could be in a very far away location. Meh. I can see that.
Where could it be?
Yeah,
These
but
light arrows
even then
that
you
I
can just
don't
play
see.
Nocturne after getting the hint, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Might as well get the info first, since you're going to want it.
Yeah. He's getting prelude though,
What
so
are
it's
you
gonna
doing?
waste a little bit more time.
Okay.
Oh, it's not even prelude. Prelude's AD, I guess.
Yeah.
It's fun.
No, Saria's
right.
is AD.
Oh, sorry, is yeah, I never got that hint. Where is prelude then?
Good question. Did he get the song from Ice Cavern?
Yeah, that was
Colossus.
That was on time.
Surprised Dotzo isn't playing record to go check that song.
Really wants that
No.
prelude.
And I do know, I'm pretty sure on BC it is faster to play Prelude than Save Work.
Definitely, yeah.
But I don't know if it's faster to go to another location to check a song and then to Prelude. I probably faster at that point to just Save Work.
Yeah.
The one thing I've
I
learned
think
though
it's just
is
always going to be faster to save walk.
yeah, and trying to do bet on hoping that it's going to be in his castle doesn't always pan out, so he's probably considering other alternatives, and the time wasted, like the 15-20 seconds in the grand scheme of it, probably is inconsequential, but that's a gamble you make in rando. Sometimes rando gonna rando.
We obviously have the advantage of all of the knowledge that's not going to be useful, whereas
Yeah.
obviously Dotzo doesn't.
Right. I think Dotzo's a pretty methodical type of player and he's mentioned many, many times that he'll always full clear an area if he's still searching for something. So because he's still looking for light arrows, I would bet that he's just trying to be very thorough.
Almost got the light arrows on the boss chest. Very fun.
I had a bet open for chat, and I was really tempted to close it before you opened the boss key chest, considering it could have been there.
I think I've only had that once, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
Being in trials though, that's good enough.
Well, at least it wasn't Shadow Trial 2. Like-
Yeah, that would have been. I didn't really want to do that until I had to.
You had
Yeah.
long shot though, so you were fine.
Right.
Yeah, you just have to do the mega flip over the second gap.
Yeah.
I think there's a hover slide strat, too.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have hovers though.
Oh, yeah. Tato has hovers. Whoops.
Yeah, either way they would be fine because Fanta has long shot and Dotzo has hovers, so like they could both do it for sure if it did end up being there. But
But yeah, if it had been there and also just had hovers, that'd be rough. That's a lot harder than doing. In my opinion, that's a lot harder than doing just the mega flip.
Right.
Yeah, there's a reasonably, I won't say easy, but it's easier than like the hair strat where you can do like some chew backflip and it like pushes you and you can grab onto like the like platform. Looks really cool, and it's probably the easiest way of going about that.
Interesting. I haven't seen that one.
like the damage boost strat with change, or
You don't actually get damaged by it. I'm not sure exactly what happens. I think it's something like you do a hover slide over and then you backflip and drop the chew, and then the chew like clips your shield slightly, so it knocks you out of like the backflip state, and then you can grab onto the ledge.
Okay. The only one I know is there's like a Hess you can do over there.
The Hess is quite a bit harder than that
Yeah.
strat. You need chews for the other one though, so it's good to know both.
which I think surprisingly, does Dotzo have choose?
It's marked on his tracker.
We're choosing on chew, so was it on chew? No. Where were they? Can't remember now.
I was probably deep in meeting at that time. I have no idea. You guys did not have
I think
choose
they
when
were-
you went to Jabu, though, since you both were trying to use bombs.
There were chews in Jabu, I think. It was in the
Yeah.
boomerang chest.
Yeah,
Oh, I think you're right.
unfortunately not in domain. That trick's so much easier with chews.
Yes. We don't know where Ruder's letter is either, which is
I don't know.
fascinating.
I don't know why I wasted my time doing that bomb setup when I could have done the broken stick burning thing, which is like
Mm.
10 times easier.
Actually,
Both
with
of you
dotzo,
went for the
that's
same strat
Yeah.
too, and I think that at one point Moose is like, "Why are they both doing this?"
It just didn't come to mind. It's
Yeah.
a shame. So that tricks with the setup,
Mhm.
it's really lenient. I think you get like 10 frames to jump slash or something.
good. What about the side hop? Is the side hop, how many frames do you know off the top of your head? How many is that?
You don't even have to side hop. When the sticks just like starts burning down, you just hold left, and then when you're in the air, just jump slash in your clip. It's quite simple. You could do it a few times and probably never fail it again.
You know, let's see. It took me 4.5 months to learn that one. When I will forever die on the hill of the chew backflip out of bounds, the oldest shit strat. I can't
That's
ledge
a fun
clip.
one.
I mean, I can't ledge grab for the life of me. I don't know why. And Dotzo spent a long time teaching me the burning stick one too. That's why when Moose was like, "Why are they doing this?" I'm like, "I know he knows it. He taught me."
It's just call it stress.
Definitely 100% stress. I believe it.
Yeah, it's strange I didn't think of that. So I've done it like multiple times in bingo over the last few weeks. So you think that'd be like the first thing that'd come to mind, but no. Let's do some 2006 mega side hop out of bounds.
Well, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, whatever works for you and is consistent, that's really all that matters.
The only important thing is you don't use Rudo's letter.
Yeah.
Unless...
Have it and you have no other ball. Go look for another one.
Exactly. The only thing Rudo's letter is good for is going to the bathroom.
Giving it to that toilet hand in NN.
Mhm.
Dotzo about to remind us all to drink milk. It's good for you. All the calcium.
Drinking milk. It's gonna be takes a little while to drink both milk.
He'll probably
Calcium.
spin. He'll quick spin. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually gonna drink the milk.
The strat that I did is it's quite consistent. If you don't have a bottle, like a bottle free, it's not too bad. You just like hold left and press B, and that's it really.
I will have
Just
to
move
learn it.
close to the edge.
I didn't have a bottle for practice, and I died to Dwarf. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna finish this. We're just gonna be done. And I'm so reliant on a bottle now. That's what Rando does to you.
It's just so comfortable though.
It is.
Also, happy 2 hour, everyone.
It's quite a good thing about DDR seeds is that they tend to be shorter than standard.
Yes.
Yeah, a short standard seed is a long DDR seed. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I think what also helps though is the variable medallions. So only needing 5 of them is really not that bad, especially if you started with one.
Well, that combined with just being able to skip everything, you don't need to look for every little thing.
Mm-hmm. It does change your base requirements, since there are only like 3 required items depending on your dungeon layout. DJ, I believe you'll get sub 230. You can do it. We will work on your reverse wasteland.
We believe.
Oh, we're just about done here.
Yep.
Block of living. Yeah, just in time. Dots is just finishing up here.
Everyone get your GGs in chat.
Yep. GG.
And Dotzo did agree to an interview, so we'll see if
Peace
he...
out.
You know what, Dobby?
GG, Dotso.
Thank you. Where was the
Get
one?
out of my chat.
Wow.
It was on the big rolling Goron in Goron City.
Okay.
GGs.
GG.
Dude, where's my hook shot? I guess was this seed.
Yeah, the hook shot in Goron City was the clincher in this one.
And the fact that I did ice and bottom of the well for no fucking reason.
Yeah, I was actually very curious why you went in when you did.
I was there. I had no other items. I couldn't do anything else.
I figured it was something like that.
It was a very dry seed at the start.
I think it was like 25 minutes till you guys found like a real item. Like before that, it was just like a bottle scale. That 25 minutes, I think, around that Fanta found bombs at fishing.
Oh well.
GG's.
We definitely appreciated all the swag straps. What was your reasoning for doing the clip at Inspire? Was it just because you had extra time of day, or?
Oh yeah, just 'cause, I mean, I was there. Basically, the reason I did random stuff is because I was there. I don't want
That's
to come
fair.
back. There might be a good item, etc.
Which is fair, especially when you don't have that much stuff to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it was still only a 2-hour seed, though, which is pretty good for a DDR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were just saying that a long standard seed is, or a long DDR seed is the same as a short standard seed.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was lucky to find the hovers in water, though, because Fanta didn't find the path item. So we were all hoping it was going to be hovers for you, since Fanta had long shot at the time. So that was pretty clutch.
I was also hoping it was hovers. Because I didn't want to come back.
Yeah, understandable. And we don't know where Mirror Shield is, so we wouldn't have been able to do Spirit.
Yeah, if that had been like Dins or Fire Arrows or something, that would have been tragic.
Did anyone go to Shadow? Well, I didn't go to Shadow. Did Fanta go to Shadow? I doubt it.
No.
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 I thought about for the longest time through the seed after seeing the Shadow path of just doing Child Shadow.
I was thinking, is Dotzo going to do Child Shadow here with this path in? It seemed like a reasonable play. And finish it, then you beating your stone at the same time.
Yeah, it would depend on what's in there.
Yeah.
Probably a strength, or the last bow would be my bet.
Yeah, like if it was Way of the Hero, I would have done it. But with just a path and not having very many items, I was like, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's like other strength, fire arrows, the other magic, another bomb bag. Like there's just too much stuff.
My guess is actually Shiro's probably right, because we had the Wave the Hero for Kakariko, which is It could be pointing towards that Nocturne for a strength and shadow. Is
Where
what it
was
could
the other bow?
Yeah, we do. It's tough to say though. Dotzo found another bow on King Zora. If you put down King Zora,
Yeah,
but we never found the Ruto's letter, so it's tough to say whether that was bow lock.
World may never know because we don't get spoiler logs unless you
Yep.
go and actually look.
Just go clear the seed, Fivehead.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
pass on that one. There's far too much to do.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm on the case.
Well, GG's to both. You guys have any final thoughts? And if not, I can close out the restream and we'll talk about what's coming next.
I'm good.
I'm bad, but I'm also good.
No, you're not. You guys did very well. So very happy we were able to restream your match. It was a little Monka-esque at the last minute, but pulled through. So GG Fanta for continuing on winners bracket. Dotzo is not out of the game yet. You are going to losers bracket, who I think is facing Key, if I was reading that correctly. But we will check. I don't know if the challenge link is in chat commands. If not, I will add that.
I can post it for now if you want. There we go.
Oh, all right, Dobby. I will unfire you then.
Okay, good.
But follow the challenge link to see when the next matchups are. As was mentioned earlier, Neef and Sora are playing tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 o'clock UTC, right? 4 hours. So I don't know if that will be restreamed, but if you are interested in commentating or tracking for any of our matches, I will also plug the volunteer link. This is not just for DDR, but also for our standard events, whether that be weeklies, tournaments. There's a multi-world tournament going on that now is in the top 8 brackets. There are league matches going on as well, all that is soon to close. But if you're interested in volunteering for any of OOTR, or in general with ZSR, please volunteer through that link. Coming up on the schedule on ZSR main today, it looks like there is another Cross Keys, A Link to the Past match in 2 hours on ZSR main. And then another Wind Waker Randomizer winners bracket finals. It should be canceled actually for game 2. But yeah.
Wind Waker's good fun.
Yeah,
Randomizer for that looks good.
There are a couple of OOTR players that do Wind Waker Randomizer as well. Definitely a lot of crossover. But I will plug the Discord again if you're interested in playing DDR or would like to learn. We are always happy to provide assistance. You can step into glitches or even just learn some useful tricks that can be used in standard as well. So please join the Discord, give us a shout. All of us are pretty much approachable and available. We're happy to help, and we appreciate everyone that is supporting the DDR community. Thank you to our commentators today. Thank you, Dobby, for also opening the stream, and Sage for stepping in last minute. Greatly appreciated. Our 2 trackers behind the scenes. Without this, we could not have this happen. TJ and Lazy, who were also feeding me hints to put in as well to all of our chat commands. So thank you very, very much for all of your help. And give a follow to our 2 runners, Fanta and Dotzo, as they continue through the tournament. And don't follow me. I'm a really, really bad DDR player. But thank you for the plug, Dobby.
Follow her. She's great.
She doesn't
No.
please up, but she's really good.
No, I am not. But with that, thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm going to send us all over to Drew, who is doing a multi-world tournament match. So we'll continue the OOTR love. And everyone give Drew a follow. He does quite a variety of things, not just DDR, but also No Logic. And I think eventually Bingo he did at one point. But yeah. So thank you to everyone for joining us today. We hope you have a great rest of your afternoon, day, whatever time zone you are in. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for the restream.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Bye.
See ya.